What's up guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a Reddit content idea generator by creating a simple workflow in NA10. Let's get started. In NA10, I've created a workflow that I've renamed to Reddit content idea generator. And here, we're going to start by adding a trigger. I'm going to choose a manual trigger over here. So now to generate content ideas from Reddit, we're going to start by scraping popular posts from subreddits on Reddit. In the automation subreddit, here, we're going to filter the posts by the top post over here to get the post that we would like to generate content ideas from. So we can try with this one over here. To generate content ideas from this post, here, I'll scrape these posts. To scrape the post, here, copy the link of this post. Then now, to scrape the post, I'm going to use this tool called Apify. Apify, it's an incredible tool that you can use to scrape any website and automate projects. To get 30% off your first subscription to this tool, just use the link in the description to sign up and create your account. And after creating your account, head over to Apify store. And here, we're going to search for the website that we like to scrape. In our case, we like to scrape Reddit. So I'll search for Reddit scraper and click on search. And here you can see we have over 200 tools that we can use to scrape Reddit posts. So here you can use any of these tools. So I'll use this tool over here. So I'll open this tool on a new tab. And this is the tool that we're going to use to scrape our post. So all you have to do is add our URL over here. So I'll paste it over here. You can decide to skip the comments over here and click on save and start to scrape our post. So now here you can see that our tool is running and getting our data. Let's give it a second for it to complete scraping our post. You can see we scrape the post with the comments over here. As you can see, here is the post. So we scraped over here. We can decide to skip the comments. So to do that, I'll turn this to on. Then here I'll click on save and start to scrape the post only. And I click on output. You can see that our workflow is running and getting our data. Let's give it a second. Here you can see now we succeeded in scraping the post for us. So now, instead of having to manually scrape the post right here in Apify, we can create a workflow that scrapes the post for us. And then after we've scraped the post, we can go ahead and now generate content ideas from the post here in our workflow. So in our tool over here, you can see we're adding the URL of the post that we like to use to generate our content ideas here. So you can copy the link of this post. In Google Sheets, I've created a spreadsheet that I've renamed to Reddit content ideas generator spreadsheet. In this spreadsheet, I've created a sheet that I've renamed to Reddit post URL. So here's where we're going to add our post URL that we like to use to generate our content ideas. So here, copy the URL of the post that you like to generate content ideas from and come and paste it right here. So now to get our URL right here in our workflow, so we can use the post to generate our content ideas. Here, we're going to start by getting the URL. I'll search for Google Sheets and click on Google Sheets. And here, I'll click on Get Rows in Sheet Node. Here, you'll need to create your credential to connect your account to NA10. To do that, just click on Sign in with Google over here. And then on the new window that pops up, choose the account that you'd like to connect to NA10. And your connection will be created. Since I had already done that, I'm going to close this right here. And here, we're going to find our document. Our document is going to be this document right here. And our sheet is going to be the Ready to Post URL sheet. Here, I'll click on Execute Step to get our URLs over here. So now, here, I rename this to Get Ready to Post URL. Click on rename right here. And then now with our URL over here, we can proceed and scrape it so we can generate our content ideas. To scrape the Reddit post, I'm going to use Apify. So I'll search for Apify over here. Click on Apify. And here you need to install it first if you haven't installed it yet. And after installing it, click on the Run and Action node right here. Here, you'll need to create your credential to connect to your account to NA10. To do that, just click on Connect to my account right here. And then on the new window that pops up, choose the account that you'd like to connect to NA10. And your connection will be created. You can see our connection was created successfully. Here, I'll close this window. We'd like to run an actor. I'm going to choose a recently used actor. Here, we're going to find our actor right here, which is this actor. And here, we're going to add our JSON. To get our JSON, I'll expand it right here, JSON over here. To get our JSON, I'll go back to our tool where it says manual in JSON. Click on JSON. Here, we're going to copy this JSON. So I'll copy it. Then here, I'll paste our JSON right here. Now, instead of having to manually add our URL, we're going to map it. we're going to map it over here. Now to scrape our post, I'll click on execute step right here. You can see it's executing our node. Let's give it a second for it to complete scraping our post. You can see that our node was executed successfully. The status was a success, and we got our dataset ID over here. So now to get our post, I'll search for Apify again and click on Apify, and then here I'll click on the get dataset items node this time around, and we're going to map our default dataset ID over here. Then I'll click on execute step right here, get our post. So here you can see we're getting the post that was posted right over here. So we like to generate content ideas from. So here we're getting the URL of the post, the username, user ID, title, community name, the actual post, its HTML, number of comments, upvotes, when it was posted, and scrapes. That's awesome. So here I renamed this node to Reddit post scraper. And then here I rename this node to get Reddit post. And click on rename. Now the next thing that we're going to do here is we're going to set the fields for the title and the post. To do that, I'll search for the edit fields node right here and click on it. And here we're going to start by setting the fields for the title. Then the next field that we're going to set is for the body of the post. So we can name these two posts. And then I'll click on execute step right here to set the fields. You can see our node was executed successfully. So now, yeah, we can proceed and now analyze the post and generate content ideas from the posts using an AI agent. So in AI, I'll click on AI agent over here, and here choose to define below, and I'll see a message over here. So the prompt for our AI agent is on the lines of you're a Reddit content ideation agent. Then the system message is on the lines of your job is to analyze Reddit posts and extract content inspiration from them. And here we are mapping the Reddit post title and the post body. And here we're also adding a couple of instructions that we like the agent to follow. So we're telling the AI agent to study the Reddit title and body to understand the main topic, emotion, and problem being discussed, identify what kind of question it is, then detect the deeper insight or pattern behind it that will resonate with a broader audience. From that understanding, generate powerful content ideas inspired by the post. Each idea should feel relevant, original, and highly practical. Derive them naturally from the Reddit discussion, not just summaries, but fresh takes and ideas that can turn into posts, threads, and videos. Include a short, thoughtful description for each idea that explains the angle or why it would engage an audience. Focus on value, insights, and real-world relevance. Avoid filler, phrases, cliches, or vague tips. Optionally, conclude with a single unique angle or hot take that reframes the discussion in a way that will spark conversation or stand out online. Think like a strategist, not a summarizer. Your mission is to convert the wisdom, emotion, or struggle hidden in these Reddit posts into content ideas that people will actually care about. So here, I require a specific output format. Then I'll click on the output parser. Here I'll click on structured output parser. And here we're going to add a JSON example for our outputs. So here we like to output the content ideas and the hot takes. So here I'll drag this node at the top right here. Also going to add a chat model. I'm going to use OpenAI chat model. Here you need to create your credential to connect your account to anytime. So from your OpenAI API, add the API key right here and click on save to create your credential. Then here choose a model. You can choose any of these models over here. I'm going to stick with GPT 4.1 mini. And then I'll drag this node at the top. The other thing we're going to add is a memory. I'm going to choose a simple memory over here. Here, I'll choose to define below and add the key over here. You can choose to add any key. I'm going to choose to add today's date as a key and then drag this node at the top right here. So now, when I open this node, here, I'll click on execute step right here to try and generate content ideas from our post that we scraped from Reddit. You can see it's executing our node. Let's give it a second. And you can see that our node was executed successfully over here. So here you can see the content ideas that we generated from our post that we scraped from this subreddit. You can see this content ideas. We have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 content ideas that we can use to generate our own content. We're also generating hot takes over here from the post. That is amazing. So now I rename this now to content idea generator and click on rename. To preview our content ideas that we just generated using this workflow, we can add the content ideas with the post that we scraped into a Google Sheet. Here, we're going to wait by waiting a few seconds. So I'll search for the wait node. You can wait, let's say 3 seconds. Here, I rename this node to wait 3 seconds and click on rename right here. Then I'll execute this node over here. You can see our node was executed successfully. Now you can proceed and add our post to a Google Sheet. So now to add our Reddit post with our content ideas to our spreadsheet, in our spreadsheet, I've also created another sheet that I've renamed to content ideas. Here's where we're going to add the username that we're scraping the post. Here's where we're going to add the title of the post, the actual Reddit post that we're using to generate content ideas. Then here we're going to add the content ideas, the hot takes, and the Reddit post URL over here. So now to add our Reddit post with the content ideas to our sheet over here, in our workflow, I'll search for Google Sheets and click on Google Sheets. Here I'll click on append row in sheet node. And here we're going to find our document, which is this document right here. Our sheet is going to be the content ideas sheet. And here we're going to map values to our columns in our spreadsheet with the data from our workflow. So we're going to start by adding the username over here. So we're going to map the username here, title of the post over here, Reddit post over here. So we're going to map the content ideas over here, hot takes over here. And lastly, we're going to map the Reddit post URL over here. And now I'll click on execute step right here. You can see our node was executed successfully. So here, I renamed this node to content ideas and click on rename right here. And lastly, we're going to complete our workflow. So I'll search for the do nothing node right here to complete our workflow. And then I'll execute this node right here. You can see our node was executed successfully. So now when you open our spreadsheet here, you can see we created a new record over here where we added the username that we scraped these posts. So here's the title of the post, and here's the actual post that we used to generate these content ideas over here. So you can see we generated a total of 5 content ideas from this post over here. We also generated hot takes over here and added the Reddit post URL over here. So we generated these content ideas from these Reddit posts that we scraped from Reddit using this workflow that we created right here in N8N. So our workflow works perfectly. So here we're getting the Reddit post that we like to use to generate our content ideas. We'll have added to this sheet over here. Then we are using the URL, scrape it using this tool in Apify. Then we are getting the Reddit post right here and using the Reddit post to generate the content ideas using our AI agent over here. Then we're adding the post with the content ideas to our spreadsheet using this node over here. Now when I open our content ideas sheet, here you can see we're adding username that we create the post, title of the post, the actual Reddit post that we're using to generate these content ideas over here with these hot takes. So now we can try testing our workflow to see how it works. To test our workflow on the Reddit post URL sheet here, I'll delete this row to add another Reddit post URL. I'm going to copy the URL of this post and come and paste it over here. So now to generate content ideas from these Reddit posts using our workflow over here, I'll click on execute workflow right here. Here, you can see that our workflow was executed successfully. So here we got the Reddit post URL we would like to use to generate our content ideas. So this is a URL that we added to a spreadsheet over here from this subreddit. Then we are scraping the post using this tool in Apify. Then we are getting our Reddit post right here. Then we're using the Reddit post to generate our content ideas using this AI agent. Then we're adding the Reddit post that we scraped and the content ideas to our spreadsheet using this node over here. Then we're completing our workflow. Now, when I open our spreadsheet, Here, we added a new row over here with the username that we scraped their post. So here's the title of the post, and here's the actual Reddit post that we're using to generate these content ideas right here. We're also adding hot takes over here and the Reddit post URL of this post. So we generated these content ideas using these Reddit posts that we scraped from this subreddit using this workflow that we created here in NHN. So our workflow works perfectly. Now, if you'd like me to create this workflow for you or a workflow similar to this one, just click the first link in the description to schedule a call with me. On the call, we'll discuss into details about the workflow that you'd like me to create for you. Then I'll proceed to create the workflow for you. But if you enjoyed this video and you have an AI agent or a workflow in mind that you'd like me to create using NHN, just comment it down below in the comment section. I read all the comments, and if I land on your comment and I find it intriguing, I'll come back on a future video showing you how to create the entire workflow or AI agent from scratch using NHN. But for now, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.